Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Zach, and you are listening to the Attraction Game Podcast. In today's audio newsletter, I want to talk about feelings of discomfort, heartbreak, loneliness, and sadness. Lately, I've been having a lot of conversations with people who relate to these emotions and who are dealing with a lot of turmoil in their emotional selves, in their personal lives, in their romantic lives. And ironically, before recording this podcast, I had a conversation with my sibling about the day feeling mundane, and she was feeling stuck, and she was feeling a lot of discomfort and suffering at the idea that the day feels bad, that she's not where she wants to be in life, that she is feeling stagnant. And lately I've been reading a book called Letting Go by David R. Hawkins. Highly recommended. It's about processing emotions. And one of the key principles of this book is that most people process emotions by either expressing it, suppressing it, or escaping it. Unfortunately, in doing so, they end up pushing these feelings further or enhancing these emotions and not actually dealing with them. So the thoughts that are associated with these emotions are heightened, the emotions themselves are heightened, and you end up in somewhat of a spiral or a loop that continues. The author suggests that the correct manner in dealing with uncomfortable emotions is to surrender to it, to let go. But what does it mean to let go and to surrender to emotions? From personal experience, I've realized that surrendering to an emotion or letting it go means to sit with it. It means looking at the emotion without judgment and trying to understand why you feel this way and not being resistant to it. So there's two questions I would ask myself whenever I feel something uncomfortable during a phase of being single or heartbroken or lonely or whatever it may be. Why do I feel this way? Can I allow myself to feel this way? And I sit with it. I sit with these two questions for 10-15 minutes. It doesn't automatically make the feeling dissipate within the 10-15 minutes, but I find myself a little less resistant, a little less uncomfortable with discomfort, and this makes the feeling more tolerable. I'll ask you this question. What's more painful, being single or the discomfort of being single? What's more uncomfortable? What's more painful, the discomfort of having to sit with yourself and be self-reliant, or the thought of doing so? What's more painful, feeling lonely or the thought of feeling lonely, or the thoughts of suffering at being lonely or of being lonely? Often I find it's the thoughts that are associated with it, the fear that's associated with these emotions and the resistance to it that hurts a lot more than the feelings themselves. So if you're going through a heartbreak right now, or if you're feeling lonely, or if you're struggling with something in life, and a certain emotion is consistently triggered and certain thoughts play in your head like a loop, what you want to do is surrender to these thoughts and emotions. Allow yourself to feel this emotion without judging it. And as you feel your emotions, the thoughts that are associated with these emotions will start to dissipate as the emotions do. So as the book suggests, it's not your thoughts necessarily that cause certain feelings. It's your feelings that trigger certain thoughts. And if you get those feelings under control with the associated thoughts, those thoughts diminish as well. But the only way to do so is to remove that strong stimulus that keeps those thoughts alive, and that's the feeling. To disassociate a certain feeling from a certain thought is to allow yourself to feel that emotion while having that thought. And when you can allow yourself to do it, it no longer has that hold over you. It's no longer as powerful. You don't fear it as much. You don't feel as uncomfortable with it, and you don't feel resistant to it. So when that happens, your mind is forced to let go of these feelings and these thoughts, because it no longer has that. It no longer creates a rise within you. So with that being said, I strongly advise you to just sit for at least 10 minutes with whatever thought it is that you are having and feeling that's causing you discomfort. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way, and can I allow myself to feel this way? If you can do that, I'm pretty sure that over time you will overcome this. And I just want to end this podcast with something that I learned recently, or I heard recently from a cousin of mine. We were discussing about healing and working at becoming the best version of ourselves for the future and for future relationships. And something he said was that healing isn't a journey that has a destination. Healing is an everyday process. Every day you gotta heal. There's no end point. And what's good about this idea is that every day you have an opportunity to grow, to feel better, to overcome something, and this makes you stronger and stronger. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this audio podcast on emotions and dealing with uncomfortable situations, emotions, and thoughts. If you have any specific question or a problem that you would like for me to discuss in a future audio newsletter, leave a comment down below and I'll get to it soon. I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll catch you in the next podcast. Cheers, guys.